Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 7th. You start with this divine intervention card. It says, angels are working behind the scenes to assist the miracle you requested. You have this entanglement card. It says, if you realize that you are in an entanglement, it might be time to move on or take a break. Obviously, that's not going to apply to all of you, but to some of you. I also feel that some of you could be in an entanglement with time, like not necessarily a person, but if you're working on something that just isn't working, or if you're working with like a group of people and it's just not working, then it might be time for you to kind of admit that to yourself and to move forward. And I feel some of you could be doing that. You start with the Page of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. The Page of Pentacles could be like some sort of good news coming in for you, or, I kind of just feel good news that you've been waiting for because of the Two of Wands right next to it as well. So if you've been waiting, and you do have this Divine Intervention card, which says that you're about to receive the miracles that you've requested. So for a lot of you, it's like you've been asking for something. I'm pretty sure this has come up for you before as well. And it's like you've been asking for something and you're about to get it, whatever it is. So I do like to see that. With the Three of Cups there, this would be about kind of like celebrating or spending time with people as well. And so it does kind of look like a very good social week. You even have the Five of Wands, and sometimes I think that people think of the Five of Wands as like conflict or competition, but sometimes the Five of Wands can just be socializing. So, I think that a lot of you could be a very good social week, or a week where you should be socializing. The Three of Cups is a celebration as well. These three ladies are celebrating this harvest that is going on around them. And so a lot of you could be celebrating a harvest, or you could be celebrating a new harvest. So if you're doing anything new, or if you recently got a new job or a new career or something, or you're about to, for some of you, I feel that you could be kind of like celebrating the harvest. Mostly I'm just getting like socializing here, especially if you don't really want to necessarily, right? With the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is interesting. It is a card of conflict and competition, but it can say that you don't want to socialize or get out of the house, and that you need to. And, I'm a Pisces, I get it. I just want to stay home all day long. But whenever I go out, I always like have a really good time, even if I don't want to, right? And that's kind of what the Five of Wands is saying. The Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new. It is interesting that this entanglement card, it kind of just looks like a wand, there's just one stick with that snake kind of wrapped around it, right? And the Ace of Wands is just one wand. So the Ace of Wands is, about starting something new. Right next to it in the next row, you have that Two of Wands. He's got the wand behind him, which represents something being complete. And then he's reaching forward to that new wand, and he's getting ready to start something new. So, there's a lot of imagery here, I would say, that is encouraging you to get moving in a new direction, which, pretty much all your readings say that you should. And, I didn't even see this. Right next to it, you have the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is also holding on to one wand. So I think that a lot of you are about to have a passionate new beginning in some area of your life. Let's see. With the Page of Pentacles, could be love. You have the Lovers here. You go from the Lovers down to the Two of Cups. You have the Knight of Cups with the Four of Wands came out together right here. So there definitely could be like a new connection that's coming in for you if you want it. This could also just be a new choice. Like a lot of these cards, even the Two of Wands, can represent making a choice to step into something new or different, and a lot of you could just be doing that. With the Three of Cups, you have the Eight of Wands, another card of socializing. Eight of Wands is definitely a card of socializing. It is a card of communication and communicating with the people around you. So I would say that it could be just a good week for you to socialize, communicate, spend time with people who matter to you, and that could really help lift you up. And it does, has been a little bit of a social week, I would say, based off the other readings. And if you want to socialize or spend time with people, I think the Eight of Wands is a great card for doing that. It's also a card of quick success as well. I really do feel that if you've been thinking about something, I'm also hearing the word agonizing. So if you have been agonizing over something, like just thinking like about something for like 6 months about starting something, I feel that it will but if you get started, that you will be like, why didn't I start this 6 months ago, right? It's going to happen very quickly. Eight of Wands is something that is happening quick or happening fast in your life. So I would get started. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Three of Cups again. So definitely, and the other thing is sometimes when we spend time with people, we're not like worried about all our problems and issues, and that's what gives us the good ideas. When the Ace of Wands can be a good idea, and so this could be, especially if you've been feeling stuck or if you've been feeling like slow. I just get slow energy here, so maybe you've been feeling like your business isn't changing fast enough or your career isn't changing fast enough. This could say that that social time would be more beneficial because it might get you out of your head and provide you with some answers. So, that's what I would do here. One thing I will say is going up 4 Pentacles to 5 Wands, I would be careful of other people's opinions as well. Like, this reading is definitely saying socialize, but at the same time, it's like if you're spending time with the type of people who tell you that your ideas are bad or who don't support you or tell you not to do something, that is what I would avoid with the 5 of Wands. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Moon Maybe card. It says intuition. You also have this full moon. It says forgiveness on it. So a lot of you are very intuitive, and I feel you need to trust your intuition with this energy. A lot of you could be forgiving a past situation. What I feel like you need to forgive is this right here. All the things you didn't see is what's popping into my head. The Two of Wands is a card where he rushed to a finish line. The story of the card is that he rushed to a finish line and he didn't enjoy the journey. He just wanted to get to his goal and rush right past it, and he didn't enjoy the process. And so the Two of Wands can sometimes represent needing to enjoy the process, but also represents a limited perspective because he thinks he knows everything because he accomplished his goal, but really there's so many other things that he can experience. And I kind of feel that for you with the Two of Wands. It's almost like this reading, it's almost a second chance reading, but not quite, but kind of, because you do have the Wheel of Fortune also showing up, which we'll talk about in a minute. But it's almost like you're doing something, again, that you've done before, and this time I feel that you need to enjoy it. You need to enjoy the journey and not rush past certain things. I also feel that you need to realize that it's like you have not peaked yet. Here, Leo. I definitely get that feeling. Like maybe you feel like you've already experienced the best that life has to offer. And I feel like this card is saying not even close. You haven't even come close to experiencing what you could experience. And so it's definitely encouraging you to get out into the world with that Two of Wands. You have the Four of Pentacles, again, limited perspective, holding on too tightly to what you have right now. Sometimes I think we do get to a place where we're afraid to open up to new opportunity because maybe we have kind of an opportunity at this moment. And that's what he's doing. He's holding on to the opportunity that he has. But it's a small opportunity. It's only 4 Pentacles, right? He could open up to the 10 of Pentacles, and yes, he might have to let go of the 4 Pentacles, but he's getting something better. And that doesn't have to be money. It could be, but it could be anything in your life that you're holding on to. So if you're holding on to something that is kind of not cutting it, then I feel this is saying that you might need to release it and start working towards something that is an improvement in your life. But this could be anything, it could be a job for some of you. And of course, I would never suggest, especially at this time, do not just quit your job. This, I would do it in a more, just a better way, right? This could say that, yes, you do need to let go of the job that really isn't supporting you. But, make sure that you get something better lined up first. But what it's encouraging is it's encouraging you to take the risk, really, because we go up to the 5 Wands. The 5 Wands would be taking the risk of looking for something else, taking the risk of going on interviews and not getting the position, right? That is a risk because maybe you don't have a lot of time. And, I feel the 4 Pentacles is saying the whole thing really is encouraging growth. It's like a time for growth for you, and the universe wants you to grow. You have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is about following your enthusiasm and working in a new direction. It's kind of a funny reading. We go Page of Wands, Strength card, which is you. Whenever you show up as yourself, this puts you in a position of power and strength. And then you go to the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is showing up in the good stuff, of course, but even if we pretend that didn't show up in the good stuff, it would kind of say to me that you are excited for a new beginning, but you're also thinking about all the work that you're going to have to do for another new beginning. And it doesn't matter if this is in love, business, or otherwise. I think that you are thinking about all the things that you're going to have to do, right? But the 10 of Wands says you are much closer to your goal than you realize. He has these wands in front of his face, but his home is right here. He is very close to his journey. And I see stuff like this come up a lot when people have been putting a lot of work into something like a business or a relationship. They're holding on to it with the Four of Pentacles. They don't want to let it go because they put a lot of work into it. But if they did let go and start something new, they would maybe find a lot more success or something that's just a better situation overall. But you could be thinking that, oh, if I let go of this, then I'm going to have to start over, which is kind of true. But the Ten of Wands says, no, you're actually not starting over because you put a lot of work into this situation. You've learned a lot. So you're actually much closer to what you actually want in the first place. And I hope that makes sense. With the Two of Wands, you have the Knight of Cups. Yes, definitely love coming in for you here. This could be love that really turns things around for you. I don't think we should get into relationships expecting anyone to do anything for us because they are all their own independent person and no one can do anything for us. We have to do things for ourselves. But, this does look very good. So, this could be one of those situations where, it is a person that kind of helps you level up or, helps get you to another place if you're looking for love. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant. This is about thinking outside the box. Pretty much all the fixed signs get these cards of thinking outside the box, right? The Four of Pentacles is thinking inside of a box as well. The other thing that I see for Leo, and I've said this to you before, Leo, is that based off your astrology, there are kind of like two things that exist. The way things should be and the way things actually are. I think that a lot of Leos kind of live life thinking, this is the way things should be, but it's like that's not really realistic because there are just so many unknowns in the world that really things never go according to plan. Things really never go according to the rules that might not exist. And I really feel this is encouraging you to like color outside the lines. It's saying like, yeah, sure, maybe people should act a certain way in work and business and love in all areas of your life, but they don't. And, I think a big theme for you for the past 2 years has been learning that you really can't expect people to act a certain way because they're going to act how they're going to act, right? With the Page of Wands, you have the Ten of Cups. This is like happy home, happy family. So like I said, if you're looking for love, definitely a good reading here. You have the Two of Cups right here. Two of Cups would be a person who is different than your usual type and, again, could come from like a different world as well. Sometimes I think that the Two of Wands, or Two of Cups, can represent like a foreign, person from another country or a person who grew up in another country or something like that. So there you go. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this channeling card, this pigeon card. It says channeling home in gentleness. You have this cassowary, which is the total opposite. It says resolute warrior spirit in defense. So a lot of you have that warrior spirit, and I feel like you really need to embrace it and go for what you want. I do feel like you could be attracting a very kind of like gentle energy into your life, and it doesn't even have to be a person. It could just be a job where there's less chaos. A job where there's less, competition or less challenges that you have to experience. So I do like that. I feel like the cassowary is also saying that you need to not give up on having something in your life. For some of you, it could be love. For most of you, I feel that this is like a work situation or a business situation, especially if you, over the past, I would say like year or so, maybe you feel like you've been forced to reinvent your work or the work that you do. And, I'm just going to say what I feel here, Leo. Okay, bear with me, right? I feel like some of you feel left behind. It's like maybe, especially if you have a business or a career, it's like maybe you feel that you don't have the skills to catch up to, these kids nowadays on TikTok that have all these technological skills, right? Or something like that. I get something about feeling left behind here. And even right here as well, you have the Five of Wands, which is like conflict or competition. And there's something going on in your life. I feel like, I don't know that it's necessarily competition, but I do feel that you could be feeling like it's going to be hard to catch up. That's like more the energy that I get here. It's like you feel to me like you're trying to catch up in life, and it could be any area of your life, and you could be like, I'm never going to beat the competition, or I'm never going to rise above the competition. But I don't think that's true. I think you just need to, all you have to do is learn, and I feel like you will overcome the competition. You have the Strength card, which is you showing up in a very strong position. I feel you've developed a lot of strength. This is a display of strength. She is showing people how strong she is by having her hands in that lion's mouth, and she has tamed her inner demons, her inner critic, her inner voice. And because of that, she is strong. I'm also getting the word, I'm getting weird words for you today, but I'm getting the word like novelty as well. I think for some of you, it's like maybe you're feeling lazy or maybe you're feeling like you're not getting enough done. But I feel like it's because there's not enough like novelty in what you're doing. There's not enough, it needs to be upgraded. Like I feel you need a new challenge is almost what this card is saying. You have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups could be a perfect match. We definitely see that here. I mean, even the connection here and here would be the Knight of Cups and the Four of Wands. So some of you could be attracting a strong connection. I feel like there needs to be communication. I'm pretty sure I've said this to you before that, I'm pretty sure I said it in the October readings that it's almost like there's attraction with a person but no communication. So I would communicate. With the Five of Wands, you have the Six of Wands and the Two of Swords. The Six of Wands, of course, is success. The Two of Swords just says you haven't figured it out yet. Six of Wands is being praised for being successful. Two of Swords says you might be thinking there's only two ways of doing something, but she has that third place behind her, the island behind her. She needs to, number one, trust her intuition. She has a blindfold on, normally on the Two of Swords, and the blindfold says she has to tap into that intuition, which you had a card that said that, right? Didn't you? You had this intuition card, I'm pretty sure. Am I making that up? No, you did have that intuition card. So I think your intuition is guiding you to do things. And she also just needs to do things differently. She needs to try new things. With the Strength card, you have the Strength card. I knew that was going to happen. And really just saying that you're coming up in a strong position whenever you show up as yourself. With the Two of Cups, you have the Moon, needing to trust your intuition. The Moon says, really, we're in a time where we are not going to get answers. I've been saying it since like 2014, or maybe even sooner, earlier. But Neptune and Pisces, I think according to Chris's crappy astrology here, it's like normally we work on something and there are like little milestones, right, that we hit that say you're getting closer to your goal. Like normally we have those little things that kind of tell us or make us feel like we're moving in the right direction. With Neptune and Pisces, I'm convinced that that is farther away. It's like there are less of those little milestones that we hit that make us feel like we're getting closer to our goal. It's a little bit more kind of cloudy, and that's kind of what I feel here is that maybe something is cloudy to you or something is not immediately clear. I think the universe has been, with Neptune and Pisces, has been trying to get us to trust ourselves above all else, right? Including other people. Like I said, with that Five of Wands, you might have people in your life that say, don't do this, don't do that, but it's your life, right? And I think you need to trust your intuition. Next, in the area of the good stuff, love it. You have this new moon in Taurus. It says prosperity lies ahead. You have this new moon in Aries, and it says it's time to take action. Yes, it's definitely time for action. I'm pretty sure you had a card in your October reading or the last readings I did. I don't remember what those were, that said it's time to take action. So definitely time to make a move. You have the Ten of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. I feel the Ten of Wands is saying you don't realize how close you are. He is very close to reaching his goal, but he can't see it because he has too much going on in his life. He's carrying too many burdens. There are pretty much two things that we can do with this card as well. We can remove some of the burden. So if we're carrying responsibilities, which I know you Leos are guilty of doing, carrying responsibilities for other people and worrying about other people and things like that, you can release those things, right? And that will clear things up and allow you to see how close you are. Also, we can just keep going. So, eventually, one foot in front of the other, he is going to reach his goal. And but again, it's coming up in the good stuff, so I feel like you're kind of really close to accomplishing something. Next, you have the Knight of Cups and the Four of Wands. Yeah, for those of you that want a connection, I definitely feel this could be like a knight in shining armor type person or a very dreamy person that's coming in for you. Really could go the distance. I mean, Four of Wands is marriage, so if that's something you're interested in, there you go. I thought I was going to say more, but I really don't have more there. You have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is about taking control of your destiny. We just had two eclipses, one in Pisces. We just had one in Libra yesterday. Well, you'll be watching this on the 4th or later, so it was on October 2nd. And eclipses are definitely a time of like fate and destiny and making sure. But what I'm trying to spit out here, apparently I'm having a hard time talking today, is that you need to take control with the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel spins in whatever direction it wants, but we can control it by making sure we double down on the good stuff, and also just making choices and decisions alone can help us turn the wheel in a direction. When we are sitting in indecision, the wheel is just going all over the place. So I would start making choices, taking action, and that will be the solution to that card. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Empress. So this card said period of prosperity lies ahead, or prosperity lies ahead. So this is a card of abundance. If you've been working very hard towards something, I feel this is you accomplishing your goal. With the Knight of Cups and the Four of Wands, you have the Five of Pentacles showing up in the good stuff, but I definitely feel some of you are clearly worried about love because you have these cards that say you need to communicate. You also have cards that say you have done this before. And so, a lot of you might be saying like, oh, if I get into a relationship, is it going to be just like the last one? Or, oh, is this person going to hurt me? Or whatever. I also think that with the Ten of Wands, you could be looking at the work that is required to start something new again. And I think you're like, do I really want to mess what I have up right now, like your life as it is, and invite chaos into my life, or is it worth it? So I think some of you are wrapping your head around like having a relationship. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Knight of Swords. Very quick change coming in for you here. Really good reading, Leo. I like this a lot. I think that the one thing it's saying is that you have to make sure that you really take control of your life, or that you really take control of your situation and make it happen. You have this woman card. It says dealings or relationships with a woman. And then you have this yoke card. It says feeling tied down or frustrated. I feel like this could be you. Even if you're not a woman, I feel this could just be saying you, Leo, are feeling tied down and frustrated, which I feel is a feeling that you've been having for a while. Again, I think the key word for you is novelty. It's like maybe what you've been doing is too boring. Maybe your job is too boring, or your career is too boring. How can you make it more novel? How can you add something to it to make it something that's more exciting for you? And that's what I would do there. You also have this November card, and you have this tree. It says affairs with your family. I think things are probably going pretty well with your family. Again, November, of course, in the States is Thanksgiving, so you could just be spending time with family or spending time with people who matter to you. Even your next card says pleasure with close friends. We said it at the beginning of the reading that socializing, I think, will set you free, probably get you out of your head, and maybe that's the only thing you really need right now, and so I would focus on that. You have the Sunrise card. It says new venture, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Definitely. You start with Ace of Wands, a fresh start. So there's clearly some sort of positive fresh start. You have this younger woman. It says dealings with relationships with a younger woman. You have this quill. It says get back to basics. Yes, this could also be you feeling fresh, feeling like you're starting over. But, as long as you stick to the basics, I think things will go very well for you. But pretty good reading here, Leo. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.